Hello everyone, I hope you're all fine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to focus on something else. We're going to start building our own project for Golang technology. So on this video we're just going to do a short thing. It's a very short thing to do. We're just going to program a button, only a single button, push button. I guess you know push button. If you don't know push button, I'll try by all means to explain it. And the next video it will be for sensors. After sensors video it will be LCD. From LCD to combination we combine, then we are done with our program, which is a goal line technology detector. Because you know in the field of football there are a lot of cheating. People can score a goal and then they can say it's not a goal. Players can do everything to shout on referee to change his mind, such things. So the thing that we are going to focus on today, we're just going to focus on goal line technology, trying to implement the goal line technology. Those who watch football, they know what goal line technology is. So we're just going to use Arduino Uno. We're going to use Arduino Uno. I couldn't manage to use a Raspberry Pi because it has problem with Ethernet and also Wi-Fi at the same time. I think it doesn't want to connect to internet, and I'm gonna need those things in order for me to use Raspberry Pi. So here I'm just going to use Arduino Uno. This is the application that I downloaded from Google. You can just go to Google and search Arduino Uno. You will find it as it is. Then you download it for PC. You install it. You install everything. So now first thing that we're going to do here, just going to open this Arduino Uno. We are going to program a single button, only one button, because we're gonna need this button if it is more important, or if it's needed for a referee to go and have a look on Golang technology. For him to access Golang technology, he need to press this button first. So this is the button that holds the whole program of Golang technology. So that's why I'm saying we're just going to do it on this video. It's a short program. In the next video I'm gonna do sensor, from sensor to LCD. So let's start here. In this program you're gonna need Arduino Uno, LCD display, uh, one push button, and also a sensor. About sensors, I'm not sure which sensor we're going to use because I have few sensors here, but I'll try by all means to use those that I have. But I might use one. So I will see you in the next video about sensors. So here, first of all, because it's a button, we need to give it an initial value of 0. We need to give the initial value of 0. Let's do it. Let me initialize it first. Integer, you know, in C language you need to initialize everything so before you start working with it. So here we're going to say integer button value. This is the button value where you will store your value. Button value equals to 0. So far it's equals to 0 because it's not pressed. Okay, once it's pressed it has to be 1. You know that boolean, you know that thing of what do we call it? We call it what? Binary, from zeros and ones. So below this one I'm going to initialize the int again. It's a button, but here I'm going to give it a pin from Arduino. I'm going to use pin number 4 on my Arduino for this button. Therefore here it's a button value, here it's a button pin. So here on void I can just do pin mode. Okay, what's going on? Pin mode. Then next thing that I'm going to do is to put this bracket inside. I'm going to put the pin of the button, which is button 4 here. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is to input, because this button is an input. When you press something, you're inserting something which is an input. So let me go to my void loop. It's sort of like a main function here where we do everything. So here, because I have this button value here, and I'm going to use a digital read because it's a button. When you're working with a button where you have to press, you need to use a digital read. So I'm going to assign this button value to digital read and the pin of the button, so that it has to know which value is it going to read. It's either 0 or 1. So once it's not pressed, you must know how push button works. If push button is not pressed, it's 0. Once it's pressed, it's 1, which means you pressed it, you hold it, it's 1, and then you pressed it, you release it, it's 1 and 0 once you release it. So here what we are going to do, it's button value, same variable that I wrote on top there. I'm just going to copy this one and then copy and paste here. Don't do this, just type. Okay, you guys, you don't have to copy, just type. Then digital read. What are we going to read? We're just going to read our button. Then button is going to be read like this. Then from here, I need to close here. It's button. Then okay. So here we just need to put our if statement, because what should happen if we press the button? Okay, if we press the button, we need to see our LCD, which we will implement in the next video. We need to see our LCD displaying saying maybe welcome, maybe a welcome goal line technology, maybe goal line technology here on top of this if statement. So let's say if our button value, it's where is the how can I put this logic? Here it's 0. So once you say if, okay, so let's put the logic in this way. So if our button value, let me put it here, if statement, if our button value, it's not equals to 0, because here I assigned it to 0. If this button value is not equals to 0, which means it has been pressed, you pressed it, that's why it's not equals to 0. So if you press it, it's not equals to 0. What should happen when you press the button? Okay, LCD has to pop up, something needs to be displayed. Okay, let me just say, because I don't have LCD yet, I'm not working with LCD on this video. Let me not put it, let me just say screen screen display, screen display, screen display. But let me put it in a comment, because yeah, something like this. Here it's whereby we're going to display our LCD. Let's say for example the button is pressed, our LCD has to say welcome or goal line technologies, and then from goal line technology, it has to show that thing. Then after it show goal line technology, it has to go and call sensor function. Sensor function, the sensor function is the sensor that is going to sensor a ball, if the ball crossed the line or not. Then if it calls the sensor function and find out the sensor function it's working and then the ball has crossed, we need to call that function and implement it. After that, we need to put our screen again and say it's a goal, something like that. If the sensor didn't sense a ball, which means it's not a goal, it will say it's not a goal, no goal, something like that. That's what I want to implement. But on this video, I think we're gonna end here because it was about a button. It was about the button. In the next video it will be LCD, I guess. If it's not LCD, it has to be a sensor between the two. Then here, if you press a button, screen has to be displayed, and this screen, let's say for example we can put a delay after it has been displayed. Maybe okay, screen has to be displayed, maybe we can just say delay of so that it doesn't just display like a blinking. Maybe let's just say delay of 100 seconds, 1000 seconds, maybe like this. Yes, then which means that screen will display and then took a